The clock on the wall tickled like it had been mocking you all day. You were curled up on the velvet couch, a book open in your lap, though your eyes hadn't followed a single sentence in the last 15 minutes. Jungkook was coming back tonight after a week away on a mission that had your chest tight with worry. You'd gotten used to the danger, the cryptic phone calls, the way he vanished into the shadows like he was born there. But you never got used to the edge of missing him. A faint rumble outside broke your thoughts. You glanced towards the tall glass balcony doors, and your heart leaped. The sky had turned heavy and dark, clouds spilling silver rain over the city. You didn't even think. Your book slid shut on the coffee table, your bare feet paddling across the cool marble floor. Before stepping out, you reached for your phone, swiping to your favorite playlist, soft romantic melodies that made your chest feel light and your pulse flutter. When you opened the balcony door, the wind carried the scent of rain straight into your lungs. You smiled, stepping out into it without hesitation. Your floral one-piece frock clung and fluttered at the same time, the pale fabric blooming against the storm. You let your fingertips graze the glass railing, tilting your head back so the rain kissed your face. The music hummed softly from inside, blending with the steady patter of water. For a moment, it felt like the whole city was holding its breath. The rain was your secret escape. You stood on the penthouse balcony, eyes closed, swaying gently to the romantic music drifting from inside. Every drop felt like it washed the weight off your shoulders, carrying away the edge of waiting. You let your bare feet press into the silk marble, the city light shimmering through the curtain of water. In this moment, you weren't the girlfriend of a dangerous mafia king. You were just a girl in love with the rain. The floral one-piece clung to you now, damp and soft against your skin. The hem danced with every turn of your body, your hips swaying naturally with the rhythm in your head. You were somewhere far away in your own little world. You didn't know you weren't alone anymore. Jungkook's point of view. I was expecting darkness and silence when I walked in. Maybe you sleeping at the dining table again, head resting on folded arms after waiting for me too long. I'd prepare myself for a quiet apology. Maybe then soft guilt in your eyes when you'd say you understood my business, but I still wish I'd been home sooner. I didn't expect this. I froze the moment I saw you through the glass. The rain wrapped around you like it was made for you, droplets catching the light as you spun lazily. The music was low, but I could hear the melody, sweet, romantic, a soundtrack to something I shouldn't have been intruding on. You didn't know I was here, and God, I didn't want to ruin the sight. My chest felt calm, strangely at peace, watching you in your own little world. After the week I'd had, gunpowder, the smell of smoke in my hair. This was something pure. But then my eyes dragged lower. Your dress, that thin floral fabric, now clung to every curve, the rain tracing paths over your skin, making shapes I knew too well. When you turned, hips swaying just slightly to the rhythm, I felt something tighten in me. Not just desire, but hunger. I swallowed hard, trying to drag my eyes away, trying to breathe slow. I'd been away too long, and now every movement you made in that rain was pulling me apart. You gasped at the sudden grip around the warmth of large hands against your rain-cooled skin, sending a shiver through you. For a heartbeat, your mind raced until you turned your head and saw him, Jungkook. The relief came first, the kind that sank deep into your bones. But right after it, you remembered how late he was. You'd been waiting all day. You started, twisting in his arms, just enough to look at him properly. His black shirt clung to his chest, droplets running down his jaw, hair sweat and falling into his eyes. You could have called or texted or something. Your tone was soft, but you kept going, your little scowl spilling out like a dam breaking. Do you know how many times I checked the clock? How many times I... But he wasn't listening. Not really. His gaze was fixed on your dropping to the curve of your when you tilted your head. The music inside blurred into the rain around you, and his grip tightened, pulling you closer until your soaked dress was plastered. Jungkook, you tried again, your voice faltering, when his thumb traced the line of your through the wet fabric. Do you have any idea what you are doing to me right now? His voice was low, husky, the kind that made your knees feel weaker than they should. I'm just, you began, but your words faded when his brushed your. No, he murmured, his breath against your ear. You're swaying through, wearing this little dress, letting the rain you before I can. Your pulse thundered in your ear. You wanted to keep your playful anger to tell him off for despairing all week, but every inch of him was screaming and it was pulling you under. Inside, he said finally, his tone leaving no room for argument. His fingers laced with yours, and before you could catch your breath, he was leading you back into the warmth of the penthouse, the storm following you in his eyes. The rain sand still clung to both of you as Jungkook closed the balcony door behind him. His boots left faint print on the marble, his wet shirt plastered to his chest, and his eyes guard. His eyes never left you. You brushed a strand of hair from your face, trying to slow your pulse. Let's at least have dinner first, you said, glancing toward the dining table where you'd set everything hours ago. The plates were still untouched. The candles burned low. He didn't move toward the table. Did you eat? He asked, his voice rough. You nodded. I thought you'd be late, so yes. Something shifted in his gaze, darker. He took a step forward, his presence swallowing the space between you. Good, he said quietly. Good, you echoed, confused. His smirk was slow, dangerous, because I'm not hungry for food. His eyes dragged over you like a touch, but your breath hitched. The next thing you knew, his hands were on your, pulling you into the was nothing like the one on the balcony. This was his mouth, like he'd been starving all week. You could taste rain and whiskey, feel the of him even through the soaked clothes. You clutched his shirt, feeling the muscles beneath as his trailed down to your. You have no idea how much I missed you. He murmured against your, each word vibrating through you. Your heart pounded, your earlier resolve melting away like it had never existed. The storm was still raging outside, but in here, Jungkook was the one you had to weather. Jungkook, you breathed, half in warning, half in surrender. Say my name again, he murmured, his voice low, like he already knew you would. His lips grazed the shell of your ear as his fingers gripped your, pulling you closer until you could feel every of him, unyielding you. Your back hit the dining table, the edge biting into you just enough to make you. He used the sound you harder, swallowing the little protests you tried to make about dinner, the candles. Anything that wasn't him. I've been gone too long, he said between kisses, his breath against your. Every second away from you was hell, and now his hand up your, slow but firm. Now I'm taking back every moment I lost. Your pulse was racing, your body already into him, flooding your veins with every. You tangled your fingers in his wet hair, tugging just enough to make him that dangerous sound that made your knees weak. "You're mine," he said, not a question, not a plea, a promise. You smiled faintly, still in him, always. Outside the rain began to slow, the city glowing under the wet night. Inside the candles flickered low. You were still warm in each other's arms. The world could burn, but here in his arms you were untouchable.